welcome to another video. This is Pedro from OpenBOM. Today we're going to talk about part numbers, just talk a bit about best practices and misconceptions. Part numbering is, it's very important in manufacturing companies. So you'll be dealing with your part numbering choices for a long time. So maybe you are here because on a startup you are finding new part numbering schemas. So let's talk a bit about it, pros and cons and different practices. So the most simple part numbering schema is the part number says it's defining a number. So there's multiple different practices making like smart numbers or intelligent numbers. They're also called significant, where you have some sort of a prefix or some parts of the code they represent something. So another is more like going for a sequential, insignificant number, which then all the other attributes are based on a system where you can track in all these sort of different classification for your parts or items. So I have some multiple examples here of different part numbers, different choices from numeric from using numbers and letters, using descriptions, part of the part number, even using very long choices with alphanumeric characters with a lot of numbers. So, so your number choice, there's a few things to take in consideration when thinking about part numbering. It's things like how fast it is to type, how easy it is to talk over the phone if you need to, for example, talk about spare parts or talk with a contract manufacturer about part numbers. So having all these sort of factors in your choice is also important to take in consideration. So that leads me to talk a bit about, let's say, don't things that if you do, you have most likely more disadvantages than advantages of a choice. So the first that I'm going to talk about is having leading zeros on the part number. So either it's good for convenient that gives a bit of ambiguity if the number is just without trailing zeros, or if you export it to another system, most cases this data will be eaten by. So if you, for example, open this in a, the trailing zeros are removed. The leading zeros are removed. So this is an example. Although Excel is getting a bit more aware and warning you this on the latest releases. If you are using an older version of Excel, you would this will happen, and you probably wouldn't notice. So that's an example of disadvantages of deleting zeros. Other don'ts or use cases where is having like underscores, for example. The underscore is also how do you actually spell it or describe it in different languages, and also it's very easy to get disguised when you have the part number over a link. So most web-based systems, they will put um, just underline that's giving the inclination that you can click and open like a URL, and notice how the underscore will become invisible. So another don't is using underscores or those extra characters. All the others having letters and numbers. So I find from my personal experience that numbers have less ambiguity. Ones with some letters like I's or zeros with O's. So a numeric part number it could have more advantages comparing to letters. And also the speed to type, you can easily type on the keyboard quickly on with a numeric keypad instead of using your full keyboard. And they are a lot more global in different languages, in different accents. People all over the world. If you are on a company that wants to go, global and have people with different languages, different accents, the letters can also give you some ambiguity when you are talking over the phone. So a number is very precise. That's why it is the number one choice to choose over part number. You know, you can also use the example of Lego. You know, it's a numeric with 6 characters. So you should think if you need a bit more than that. So, so if you have a system to manage your data, including part number generation, cannot go wrong with a counter, a numeric part number, and then use attributes to classify any other information that you need to manage about your parts and items, like procurement types, the make or buy component, part classification type. All of that can be managed with a 6 or 7 character numeric part number and sequential. Hope you liked this video. See you next time.